How we doing, guys? Got the homie Mikey Musumeci here, 100-time world champion, ankle breaker, knee
What's up,
twister.
guys?
Who you won? You won worlds five times?
5 times, probably 10 times total, plus a lot of title defenses in one. So a lot of times.
Five-time champion over there, I think, too. Only
Yeah.
five?
In one,
Yeah.
I retained my belt like 6 times there, plus winning 5 times in a lower belt. So probably over 16 times I've won worlds.
Is that all?
18 times, yeah.
That's getting close to 20.
Yeah, something around there.
How many title defenses? John Jones has got about 16 title defenses. You're
Wow.
about tied with John Jones, but
Maybe in a few years.
you get a hold of his ankle, he's in trouble, I think.
Yeah, the size of his leg, though. And the size of your leg.
We'll do questions in a minute here, but Mikey and I were talking a lot last night and today about a topic that I speak with them quite a lot about is how important is it if you want to be a 16-time world champion? How important are those little details, the little boring things that other people can't seem to bring themselves to focus on?
Honestly, that's the most important thing, are the small details. It actually becomes more simple when you focus on those details. I feel like everything everyone thinks and sees is so much more complex, but the tedious small details are actually what make everything super simple and make you the best at something. And I think that's why that's where consistency happens. I think you get lucky a few times lacking those details, and you could have some success. Sorry. But when you have all those details, you have a solid foundation, and you'll have significantly more consistent success. And it won't just be like a small period that you're lucky that you're successful. Like, it'll just keep happening over and over. So I feel like those small details are what make the difference, the conscious small details, not just subconsciously doing a few things right and then getting lucky a bunch of times.
I barely believe in luck. Sure, you could get lucky in some random chance type of way, but I don't think you win. Are there any world champions that were just lucky that didn't have a hell of a lot of skill to go with it to lead up to that opportunity to fight for a belt to begin with?
No, they definitely had a sufficient level of skill, but they definitely had a lot of things go their way. And then I feel like, then they lack consistency in being able to continue that same path of winning and maintaining being the top person.
I think luck is the word that stupid people use to describe skills that they don't have, that the stupid person doesn't have. Luck is the word that, must be lucky to be you. Oh, you're so lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so lucky. It only took me 35 years of thinking and problem solving certain things before I start getting lucky, Mm-hmm. So I think that word luck is a word that low IQ individuals use to describe skills that they never made the effort to learn or earn for themselves. I'm a little offended when somebody says, oh, good luck. I'm like, yeah, I don't need luck. I have skills. I say that all the time to people. Yeah, I don't need luck. I have skills. Would you rather have skills or luck? Like, I like consistent results, so I'd rather have skills. But skills are something that you earn when you pay attention to those little repetitive, boring details that most people don't want to. And they'll have the results proportionate to their lack of effort and lack of commitment. And how would it be otherwise on a long time horizon? Like, as you said, how would a person consistently get above average results without having above average knowledge and above average effort?
Yeah, can't.
I don't think that could possibly happen. How could that possibly happen? No. It's silly. It's a silly. It's like a very childish thought. It's a thought that like an animal, a creature in nature would be smart enough to not indulge in such an act of stupidity. I doubt that dogs sit around and daydream about something so stupid. But humans do. Humans do it all the time. Humans are like, if I just got a lucky break. Like, no, if you just got off your ass and earned the things you want in life, then you would have the things you want in life, and you could keep them and enjoy them consistently for the rest of your life. But that won't happen accidentally without paying attention to those little boring details, and without some repetition. It's not possible. So success is not possible without repetition and attention to detail. I never see that happen.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it becomes like when you see certain things from those small details, it becomes like impossible to like change your brain back to seeing it the other way. It just seems so like that you're wasting time, that you're either should be 100% into something or not, right? So if you're not going to the small details, what are you even doing like learning that if you're not going to be 100% into something?
I think the same way that I'm never going to be any good at tennis because I just don't care, and I'm going to make zero effort. I'm never going to be a good golfer because it looks very silly to me, and I'm never going to make any serious effort. So the things that I am good at, I'll tend to be very focused and obsessed with, perfecting the little nuances and details. And and the vast majority of things you have to say no to. If you want to say yes to the few things that you want most, you have to say no to most things. You have to say almost everything should be a no. No, I don't have time for that. No, I can't make that a priority. No, that's not a priority. Sometimes people try to be polite. They say, I can't do that right now. And I try to be more clear. Say, no, I'm not going to do that right now. And in fact, I'm not going to do it ever. It's not a priority. In my lifetime, it will not be a priority. And I think that clarity is better than having to, I don't want the mental, clutter that somebody's going to come back and ask me for something again that I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do that. But what about balance? I heard on the internet that balance is really important. I heard from low IQ, low net worth individuals, balance is what matters in life.
Yeah, balance makes you not have 100% effort in anything. If you think about numbers, if you balance your life with multiple percentages in different things, how do you ever hit 100 if you're trying to balance?
Yeah, how would you be great at anything?
Yeah,
it's not possible. Let alone best in the world. Like, how would you be like great, like legit, very, very good?
Yeah.
With balance, balance is the enemy of success. Balance does not equal success. Balance is the enemy of success. It is. Think about it. I think there's not a more disgusting thing that a person could be doing in their 20s and 30s, but like living a balanced life. Yeah. If you're a man in your 20s or 30s, you should have no balance. Your life should be very imbalanced, and success and accomplishment oriented. And then if you choose to in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you could choose to have more balance if you want. I still don't love so much balance. I have more balance where I found a couple new hobbies to obsess about. Yeah. And that was my version of balance, is find a different obsession in addition to my other obsessions. So
in a few hours of the day, you're putting 100% into another hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I enjoy making fun of some of the morons in the public, where I take my hobbies more seriously than they take their primary goals. I make a better effort for my hobbies than the vast majority, most any human, is making towards their primary income or primary stated goals.
Yeah.
And I think, I think they're not very serious, obviously, and I feel sorry for any children they might have. Just imagine the terrible results that they'd have. That you can't even take your primary goals as serious as some other guy's taking his hobbies.
Yeah, that was something that Derek and me were talking about yesterday. Like when I was talking about Derek training, like he literally trains more and more disciplined and focuses on the small details. And majority of like the top world champions that are doing that for their career to make money, So I was saying that to him. I'm like, you're literally training harder and you're like doing the right things more than the actual world champions. And it's just a hobby for him that he's doing in his hours that he's not working, right? But that's just a hobby for him, and he's doing more than those people. It's insane.
I did some math on this, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, sometime in second half of March. I was thinking, like, how many hours did I spend training, like one-on-one training? And I think that number, right now would be something like 2,650, 2,750, something like that, around 2,700 of one-on-one time. Or sometimes two or three coaches plus me. With many of the best people in the world that are involved in that sport or in martial arts. So I thought about that, that makes sense that if it takes 10,000 hours or so to be like pretty legit great at something. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm approaching 3,000 hours now with, many of the best people ever to do things, in that domain. So it makes sense that you cut that learning curve significantly. But at 10,000 hours, so think about that. If we took the amount of time that I've been training and we get to that 10,000 hours with those type of coaches and attention to detail, then I think it'd be quite good.
Yes.
I think it'll be quite good. Be able to pass your guard someday.
No, it's crazy because Derek is so technical actually in jiu-jitsu, like a conscious level of technique. A lot of the top world champions, they have like a lot of knowledge, but more subconscious. Like they could just be in a spot and they could just feel what to do, right? But they can't really explain well, like what's going on or like have deeper concepts. So I'm always amazed by Derek actually having like conscious like technique. I think he's better than most world champions in martial arts because of his conscious level of technique. Like I would rather Derek teach me something than the majority of world champions because he's so consciously understanding technique and from a deeper understanding, not just doing a move, And I know that it applies to what you guys are learning from him as well. Like it's the same exact type of mentality, but it's because of that he's able to learn martial arts that way and be so much more deep thinking oriented than the current world champions.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.